gotta get what I deserve. I got nerve.
You sure do.
Hey, Desperate Housewives super fans. Welcome back to We Know What You Did. It Makes Me Sick. I'm gonna tell.
Us. It makes us sick.
Yeah.
There are two of us.
Yeah, there are. Well, we're gonna tell today.
It's what we do every week. Every week that we post. I have to hold my head like this the whole time because otherwise, the green screen like cuts into half of my cheek.
That's weird because my green screen. No, it's actually like cutting into my. Well, you could just turn
You
yours
look pretty
off.
solid.
I look, except when I go like this. If I only had a heart. Wow. We're like in the same room. New studio unlocked.
Thanks for repeating my joke, except now on the recording.
It's okay. You've done that to me many times throughout our lives.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, girl,
moving
drink your soda.
on. It is the soda too. This was what was your moment of desperation, I guess?
So I have been packing up some things in my apartment, getting ready for LA, putting stuff into boxes, and I don't know how to do this, and I'm doing it all completely on my own. So far I have three boxes packed, and one is like all my electronics, one is kitchen stuff, one is miscellaneous, I don't know what else to do with this. So I'm like learning how to do all that. And in the midst of having all of this packing to do and all of these like time sensitive responsibilities, I have developed a new hyperfixation.
Oh no, what is it this time?
No, 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 no. You're gonna be glad because this one is harmless. This one is happy color.
What's that? What is
Um,
half color?
Happy color, I'm glad you asked, is an app that I use on my iPad where it's color by number.
Hi,
And
can you wait? Hi, can you turn off your green screen? It's
yeah.
if we have visuals, this is not gonna be good. It looks you're just like I'll turn mine off. It just doesn't look good. I'm
I don't know how
sorry.
to turn it off.
Can we not turn it off because we're recording?
Oh
Should we stop?
no! Yeah.
Okay.
So Happy Color is an app for my iPad, color by number. And basically, like they have all of these different coloring sheets. They have Disney, they have animals, mandalas, like they have all these different fun coloring pages. And you choose whichever one you want, and it has all the numbers at the bottom. And you hit the number, and then the spot that you're supposed to color turns gray. So you hit the color, and then you get the whole thing. And it makes a pretty picture.
That actually sounds really nice. Do you have an Apple Pen?
I just got one off eBay for $10.
Whoa, I was gonna say it's probably a better experience with a pen.
Oh, it is a game changer with the pen.
Because I haven't had an iPad in a while. I still have my old one that I should boot up again. But
You should do it. Get Happy Color.
well, it's not pen. It's old, so it doesn't work with the pen. It's like the iPad Air 2. It's maybe 10 years old now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, for what it's worth, before I got the Apple Pen, I was just using my finger, and it was still an enjoyable experience because I
Yeah.
just sit there and I like say my affirmations. It's so mindless and it's so enjoyable. Like it feels really good. So anybody who needs a little brain break, I think it's exactly the brain break I was looking for.
That's nice. Maybe I'll get like a coloring book. Since I'm kind of starting, like every day I'm removing something else digital from my life and really starting to go off the grid.
Yeah.
Podcast will be when I'm off the grid completely, except for the podcast.
I love
But
how you're going like more off the grid and I'm going more on the grid.
no, like I'm turning into Nick Offerman in Parks and Rec. Like I'm so off the grid in Los Angeles, California.
Okay, so what's your moment of desperation?
Oy vey. Well, yesterday, so it's been like raining in Los Angeles, plus time change. So I was not doing well last week. First of all, I worked from home all week. I was just like, which is kind of, it was needed to just rest, and restore. But other than that, so yesterday, I've started to do like my little Sunday ritual where I go in the morning to my infrared sauna Pilates. Then I deep clean my whole apartment. I get everything done, and it really just like helps me reset. I've kind of become like I'm obsessed with cleaning these days. Like I think it's my Saturn return. My dad will doesn't believe me, but like my apartment's spotless right now, thanks to me. Um, but yeah, so yesterday morning I was on my way, and I've been driving to this class. It's not too far. It's like, you know where the farmers market is?
Hmm.
So it's there, which like I could walk, but I do drive to this one just because I get so sweaty that it's like I just want to get home and shower. So it's like a 5 minute drive, and I'll leave like 15 minutes before, and I get down to my garage and I see roommate Amalia in her car. It's also like at this point it's 8:40 a.m. and it's 8 in the morning, and you know how I am, like until I've like fully awoken, nobody speak to me. Like don't talk to me. Like those like don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. Don't talk to me until I'm fully dressed, worked out. Like I'm in order. Other than that, I don't exist. So she's in her car. She's like, "Hey up," and I'm like, "Hi." Like I gotta get to class. And then her car is like backing up, and I'm like, I'm not gonna speak right now. I'm rushing to this class. Like I'm on my morning dash. And then she's texting me, and I'm not looking at them. I go to the gate, and I'm like, why is it kind of not open? It's like broken. And then I look at my text, and she says, "Hey, the gate's broken. That's why I'm just sitting here. I've been troubleshooting it for 15 minutes." And I go, I have to get to my Pilates class because nothing makes me stand in the way of my workout class, like nothing. So I was like, okay, what do I do? I was like, in my mind, I saw a vision of me like backing up the car and then just bursting,
Yeah.
like just going like vroom, 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 and just rooming through the gate. But I was like, no, I can't do that. So I'm like backing in my car, trying to get into my spot. I'm calling the studio, and I'm like, hi. Well, first I opened Uber. I was like, I will leave my car right here and I will get in an Uber to go to class. And then I was like, no, 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 we're not doing this. So I'm backing up and I'm calling the studio. I said, hey, girl, I cannot make it. I said, can you put me in the 10:30? And she was so nice. I told her what happened, and she was like, okay, the 10:30 is full right now, but I'll put you on the wait list. I said, bet. So I like back up. I do a little maneuver because I'm good at that now, and I get back in my spot. I check the app. Boom, a spot had just opened in the 10:30 class. Booked. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then I went home. I went back up. I had a little breakfast because I didn't eat before. Then I took a nice, lovely walk to the class, and I was like, "Wait, this is much better." And it all worked out. I was like, I feel much better because then I got to walk after, and it was a beautiful sunny day. I said, you know what? And you know what's crazy is that morning, as my alarm went off, a voice in my head said, "Walk to the class." Walk to the class. Get up right now and walk to the class. But I was like, no, I can just drive. It's so fast. But yeah. And then I had a lovely class, and then I had a lovely day cleaning my apartment. But when in doubt, walk, I guess.
That's a good moment of desperation, especially since it ended happily.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'll never turn down a walk.
We know.
So, but it was just like I could not believe like boom, boom, boom. And then roommate Amalia had been sick for like a week. So I was shocked to see her bright-eyed bushy tail at 8:30 in the morning in her car. I was like, where are you going at this hour? I was like, she was like, I've been up for hours. And she went to get something off of, she went to go buy a picnic basket off of Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, she's so interesting.
Yeah. And I was like half asleep. I was like, I need to wake up. I don't know if it's like the LED lights or the heat or the workout, but I just have like so much dopamine after that class that I wish I could
That's
do it every
good.
single day. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I ordered that like red light therapy thing. So maybe if it's the lights, because I will just lay under something every morning
Yeah.
to boost
But
me up.
also, like, if that's kind of your Sunday thing, it gives you something to look forward to every week, and then you don't
Yeah.
get tired of it, which is really nice.
No, that was my thing. Like I was so looking forward to it. I was because I love this class. Like it's one of the best workout classes I've taken in a while. It's actually challenges me. It really actually challenges me because I'm really, really fit. So everything's really easy.
I actually bench 210.
I'm actually in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the skinniest and
I'm
strongest
a skinny
person.
little bodybuilder.
I'm actually so skinny and so strong. No, but I was so looking forward to it. So I was so pissed off. I was like, no, I'm getting to my class. And then I walked in and I was like, is that you? I was on the phone with. And she's like, yeah, I'm so glad you made it. I was like, me too,
Aw.
girl. Nothing's getting me in the middle of me and my class. And she started laughing. And I was like, boom, gotta laugh. Even a better day.
I'm very glad to hear you made it. I love a story like that with a happy ending. And it just kind of gets me jazzed for all of the like fun community things that you can do in LA in a place like that. And one thing I'm really looking forward to that I keep trying to nail you all down with this and I can't get a straight answer is can we really
Bowling
create
league.
a bowling league? Yes,
I would love to. Like we're not like good at it, but we
that's
can try to
fine.
figure out. Maybe we can start doing like beginner bowler leagues or something.
Yeah. We don't have to be good, we just have to be consistent.
I just want to know why is LA more like kind of community based than New York?
I know. It's
Because people are like, oh, wait, LA, everybody's fake and it's hard to make friends. I think I've said this on the pod before. I have not had that experience at all. In fact, I feel like I've made like more closer friends here than I did in New York. Because in New York, I had my friends from school, and then like I had some like other people, but like it was mainly like my friends from school.
right. Well, I think this is a much bigger discussion than we even have time
Yeah.
for. But I think a big thing that plays into it is like the cost, which makes New York
Hmm.
inherently more transient than LA, even though like there are
Yeah.
so many people who come to LA for work and like actors, whatever, creatives like
Yeah.
pursuing it. I feel like once people settle in LA, they're kind of here and they don't move around as much.
Yeah.
Whereas in New York, even somebody like every year could be like, oh, well, now I'm moving to Queens, now I'm moving to Brooklyn, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or they're moving out. So,
That is true. I guess people are always kind of jumping around neighborhoods, whereas here it's like you kind of find your neighborhood. But I see that people find their neighborhood and then they move to the valley.
yeah.
And then I took out the middleman.
Yeah.
'Cause I love the crazy valley.
I love the valley. I love
I
the valley.
love the valley.
I do hope I end up in like Valley Village or something. We have so many tours booked, and Kelly went to go see three on Saturday, and a little bit of a moment of desperation. I already told you this in the group chat, but we saw a place that we absolutely loved. It was like
Hmm.
2450, and then all of a sudden the realtor comes back to us right before we're about to apply and she's like, "Oh, it's 2898."
That's really weird. I've
It's
never heard
because
that happening.
it's like 2450 for 6 months and then it jumps up.
Oh, okay. Well, Um, it's good. I'm glad you have somebody who's like really proactive about looking for
Definitely.
places. Because like that's so helpful for you if you like seems like type A in like a good way.
Yeah, definitely. Like
So
she's
that's
chill
good.
enough but also on it. It is kind of early for this, but should we get into the episode?
This episode is called God That's Good, season 3, episode 19.
And Christy, where is it from?
Sweeney Todd.
Is it about the pies, the meat pies?
Um, I think so. I think they did it in the Sondheim show that I saw. Um, but yeah, should we play a clip? Should we start playing clips from the song?
Yes, yes.
Whoa, even better. We're like, I really can't believe it took us mid season 3. We could also, you know what we could do for the Patreon?
What can we do
Perhaps
for the Patreon, perhaps?
analyze the songs and see how they fit into the episode, maybe.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay, Patreon people, let's see if we like this. Gaten Matarazzo
Oh, that's the Stranger Things kid.
and Annalie Ashford. Whoa. When did they
Yep.
do that?
That was like a year or two ago.
And Josh Groban?
Yeah, it was on Broadway.
Whoa. Is that the meat one?
Are you asking if that's the song or the...
No, the song.
It sounds like they're talking about the meat pies because that's Mrs. Lovett's thing.
Meat pie.
But it's here, coming up the stairs.
I don't know much about Sweeney Todd.
Do you know who was in the film version of Sweeney Todd as Judge Turpin?
Johnny Depp.
Do you know who is in the film version of Sweeney Todd as Judge Turpin?
I don't know this show.
Okay, Christy, I'm gonna just say one thing.
What?
Johnny Depp plays Sweeney Todd in Sweeney Todd.
Okay, I know that.
Then why, when I said who plays Judge Turpin, you said Johnny Depp?
I don't know.
Okay, the answer is who is Alan Rickman?
Oh. Oh my God. Lucius Malfoy's in the new season of White Lotus. And I literally did not realize it was him until yesterday. Because he's talking in a southern accent.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him too. I'm just so excited to live in Los Angeles.
It's so funny to me.
Wakes up, decides to move across the country.
Yeah, listen, we've all been there. Been there, done that.
So one thing about me is I love a blackout episode. I love when the storyline is like the power's out, and there is a power outage in Fairview, which wreaks havoc on the residents of the lane.
But it wreaks the most havoc on Karen McCluskey because she goes down to the basement to check on her frozen husband. And as she's walking up the stairs on the phone with little Ida Greenberg, she falls down the stairs. And yeah, that's all we see. Then we get to Susan.
It's just so funny that like she doesn't want her husband to thaw. So with Susan and Ian, obviously they're also suffering in the blackout, and okay, here's my problem. Ian suggests borrowing a flashlight from Mike.
Yeah.
And Susan immediately starts feeling guilty. She's like, we don't have to go to Mike. And Ian's like, he's gonna have an extra flashlight. He's a plumber. I am so done with wishy-washy Ian being like, don't see Mike. Just see Mike. Mike. What? Pick a lane. Pick a lane.
Mighty have fallen for you, huh?
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
I love Ian. I love Ian. I said, no, he's horrible. Yeah, he just decided recently, as Susan was making out with Mike, that he is going to put aside his jealousy and decided he's no longer a threat. So he goes, yeah, let's just have him over for dinner. And there's a thank you. And Susan's like, no, we literally can't do that. And then we're back at Mike and Carlos's home.
Mike and Carlos's home.
And he walks. I just love them in their roommate era. I think it's just, again, I'm sure we said this when they first moved in together, but we really truly never saw them interact before this. So I
No,
just
and
love
now
that they're buds.
Now they're
buddies.
so Chandler and Joey.
So Chandler. No, I don't think they're Chandler and Joey at all.
You don't think that if this was a true sitcom that Mike would be Chandler and Carlos would be Joey?
Mike's not really funny. Like, I think Mike would be. I don't think he would be Chandler or Joey.
Who
And
would
I
he
don't
be?
think
No.
Carlos would be Chandler or Joey.
Okay, Desperate Housewives super
Carlos
fans.
could go. Carlos could go more. Carlos could do Joey, but I don't think Mike could do Chandler.
I get that. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Do you
so he,
think
what?
do you think Matt LeBlanc could do Carlos?
I I think Matt LeBlanc could do Carlos. I think so. I'd like to see it. Matt LeBlanc, I know you listen. Would you do Carlos? Let us know. So Mike goes, hey Carlos, I got a flashlight, and knocks on his door. And Carlos then hides Edie. And he goes, what's going on in here? You have a girl? And he goes, no, I'm by myself. And he goes, oh, thought I heard sex noises. So why'd you knock on the door?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. He goes, thought I heard sex noises when I walked in. So why are you asking?
Right.
Um,
He has,
and
I feel like his social skills are a little lacking sometimes.
sometimes, but also maybe it's still like, he hasn't like been restored completely as like a normal person from the accident, because that's like kind of a crazy thing to do. It's like, okay, there's a power outage, but maybe wait till he leaves his room. If he's already in his room, he's safe. Leave a flashlight outside the door.
Right.
And then Edie and Carlos are like, yeah, fighting. Because Carlos is like, I don't want Travers to find out.
Yeah, Carlos kind of wants to keep everything they're doing a secret, and Edie does not want to sneak around anymore.
And then he makes Edie climb out the window, which was really funny.
It was funny, but I also felt really bad for her.
I don't know. I didn't. I just thought it was hilarious because it's like a grown 40-year-old woman climbing out the window to not be spotted. Because he was like, oh, I don't want Mike to be upset. I don't want Mike to see it. And she's like, we dated for 2 minutes. I love
Yeah.
how she's just over and done with Mike Delfino now. She's like,
Yeah,
okay.
because I think her dating Mike came more from like, it started with hurting Susan.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like it turned into, oh, I just want people to see me. I just want to be seen. But now Carlos is filling the same void.
That's true. And I think she just likes a conquest.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
she is Samantha from Sex in the City. Like, I think we could
Yes.
swap them.
And
Like, it
Carrie
would
is
kind of be
Susan.
for sure. No, we went over this season.
Oh, we have been over
We're
this.
not doing this again. We're not doing this again. Um, so then,
And Lynette is Miranda.
yeah, of course.
Oh,
We
and
did
Charlotte is.
this. Yeah, we did
Yeah.
this.
Well, that was like many episodes ago.
Yeah, it was. But I think about it often. So then, it's also lights out at the Scavos, and Rick saves the day. He says he's gonna make this crazy pasta for everybody, and he's like, "You can charge whatever you want." And Lynette's like, money emoji in her eyes, like that, like when it's like money, money,
Yes, yes.
that's her.
Wait, I'm gonna see if I can, when I'm editing, I will do that emoji on our faces. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Lynette is freaking out because Rick says something like, well, I'll make the spaghetti carbonara and you can charge $20 for it. And she goes, $20 for pasta? I'm sorry, as if that's not a cheap pasta?
Back then, that was a lot for back then, like, so let me tell you something about 2006. You could like afford apartments, like food wouldn't like break the bank. Um, your rent and your salary kind of like worked out. Gas was, I think, like $1.60. So I maybe less. Like the economy was pretty okay back then.
What
It was
happened?
like about to teeter. Well, then we had our really bad recession in like 2008, 2009. And then it got good again. And then Donald Trump and the pandemic kind of tanked the economy.
When does it get good again?
I don't know. Stay tuned. I will say, once we get to like the 2008, 2009 era, there's going to be so many recession jokes. It's
Really?
so funny. Yes, to see if you see TV from that time, they will mention the recession. It's very
Oh.
interesting. Yeah. Because I think when they do the time jump, like after a couple seasons, I think we're kind of back in the year that we are in. Because I know there's like a very, like one of the last episodes, Gabby says something about, oh, oh, she's like, oh yeah, since Obama killed bin Laden or something. But that would have taken place in like 2017. So like Trump never was president in Desperate Housewives universe. It's crazy.
Wait. Wait, what?
Yeah, like she makes an Obama joke in season 8. I remember it so clearly because she's talking to Juanita.
Juanita.
She says,
Um,
I don't know what they're talking about. She goes, "Oh, honey, since Obama killed bin Laden, like we don't care about that now or something."
okay, and then my other question is, and you know I always have to know why.
Yeah.
Um, when we do the time jump, it's 5 years ahead, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's at the end of season 4 going into season 5.
Yeah, season 5 is when it starts.
So season 3 is 2006, season 4 is 2007. It jumps 5 years, so it goes to 2012,
I think so, yeah.
which means in the show's universe, it ends in like 2014 or 15.
2017.
That's so insane
I know.
because 2017 feels like last year.
It really does. Like, actually, the passage of time freaks me out a little bit because I'm like, what do you mean 2016 was 9 years ago?
I that was like the worst year of my life. I aim to forget.
Why?
I got my heart broke.
Wait, by that guy before we went to Disney World? Was it him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Then you got
And then
mono.
gave me mono.
That
Yeah.
was a bad year for me, but because my grandma died and then my dog died, so
Okay, so Gabby and Victor are in a hotel elevator when the power goes out. And Gabby seizes this opportunity to have a little fun and she starts coming on to him. She wants to have sex, and he's very much like, "Hey, I'm running for mayor. Like, let's not get risky right now." And she does not listen to him.
she like doesn't care that he's running for mayor. She's like, I'll do
No.
whatever I want. And then they do, and as they are in the middle of it, the power comes back on, and they're met with firefighters looking a bit disheveled.
And then we pan up to the camera, the security camera in the elevator. Isn't that kind of like a standard thing? Like,
They have security cameras in the elevator?
yeah, did they not know
Yeah.
that that was there?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they thought about it. I'm pretty sure all elevators have a security camera.
So then why was it a surprise that these photos existed?
Because security cameras aren't really, I don't, like, they're not super manned, I don't think. Especially in, like, an office building, there's not somebody just sitting there watching the cameras all the time.
Okay.
It's like if
I
something happens, somebody will, like, go back. Like, in movies, they always have, like, a security guard just watching the cameras. If, like, something happens, they'll go back and, like, look at the cameras. But they're not, like, just sitting there, like, what's
right,
going
but like
on?
were Gabby and Victor not concerned about the camera?
Maybe they thought because the power went out that the camera wasn't there.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's probably it. So then McCluskey is being rolled out of her house, and she's like, "No!" She's literally fighting. She's like, "Get off me! Get off me! I gotta get back in my house. I have groceries that I can't let them like freeze, whatever, whatever, whatever." And then the power comes back on, and she's like, "Oh, never mind. Wheel me out."
Yeah.
She goes, "I'm not a well woman."
She's fighting tooth and nail until the power comes on and then she can
Yeah.
chill. But we see that the freezer sort of like short circuits and then it's just shot and you know that that thing's out.
Da-na-na-na.
Then Gabby and Victor are having breakfast together. She made really terrible waffles. Love that. And then he just verbally proposes real quick.
And she goes,
And
"No."
yeah, she refuses. I just said I love a man who knows what he wants.
Yeah. And I love a woman who doesn't give it to him. Okay, so Susan runs over to Mike and she goes, "Hey Mike, Ian's about to invite you to dinner. Please say no." And he goes, "I'm coming to your house for dinner. I'm gonna marry you, Susan." And she's like, "No, like you're not. Like I'm just like warning you. Please say no. Like we can't speak after what happened. Like this is done." And he goes, "I'm coming over." And then Ian comes over and he goes, "Oh, hello. Do you want to?" And Mike goes, "Oh, yeah, Susan was just inviting me over for dinner tonight." And she goes, "Oh, he can't make it, yeah." And he goes, "No, dinner's on Friday." And he goes, "Oh, I'll be there." I loved
Yep,
it.
yep. Then Edie and Carlos, I guess they kind of have the D story this time. Edie, as a realtor, is able to get into people's houses, and so she brings Carlos along. And then once the owners of the house are gone, they go into the bedroom, and Edie wants to have sex. Carlos thinks this is insane because it actually is really insane behavior. But
Yeah.
then they just get into it, and they start making it a habit.
Could you imagine your realtor like hooking up with somebody in your bed in your apartment?
Let me ask you a question.
I'm sorry.
Why is Tom Scavo so terrible? So
He's
terrible.
on one this episode. He looked kind of like skinny as a needle, I'll say. He looked really like frail. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think Doug Savant was like, okay, I'm gonna really go all in and I'm gonna like look sick because he was giving like I'm sick, like I like I can't move,
I'm
I'm barely
sick.
eating because I'm like frail. Um, so Tom like does not want to change the menu and Lynette is like well, she brings Rick home and she's like talking about the profit margin and he goes, "I don't care about the profit margin. This is why she's the brains here, Tom." And he goes, "The kids don't like it." And the kids are gobbling it up. And Kayla's like they kind of forgot about Kayla for a little bit cuz she's like, "This is delicious."
Yeah, Kayla's like being a normal child in this
Yeah.
episode.
For now, she
Um,
gets a little later.
a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rick is like trying to, I don't want to say like defend himself, but he's like, "Oh, Tom, like I've made this. I learned this recipe. It's a classic." And Tom is just not having any of it. I don't know why he's so defensive
Yeah.
because it's not like they're saying we're not serving pizza anymore. They just want to add stuff to the menu.
Right, like just something that's gonna like can be a special, like overprice it a little bit to make
Yes.
some more money.
So why is Tom sitting here saying, "I don't care if my business doesn't make money"?
This is all you have now. You made Lynette quit her big SVP job to wear an orange shirt and manage pizza. Like you should care about the money. She's a businesswoman. Let her handle it.
Yes, more of a business person than Tom will
You were
ever be.
getting your brains flushed down the toilet by your boss at Stu's place. So all I wrote for this was Tom doesn't want to change the menu due to his masculinity. Oh, they're looking at each other. Look up, look up, look up. You're
Blanche, look
gonna
at
have a
Topher.
play date.
Look at Topher.
You're gonna have a play date. They
Can
cannot
we
kill
really
him.
have a play date?
Yes. So then this like strange man, boy rather,
Boy.
rings the doorbell at Victor's and Gabby answers. And she's like, and he goes, "Hey, maid." And she's like, "Do I look like a maid to you?"
Like that's
And
insane work.
yeah. Um, and she's like, "I'm not the maid. What is that?" And he goes, "Oh, I have to give it to Victor." And she's like, "No, I'll take it." And she rips it out of his hands and then closes the door. And then she sees it's a ransom note and pictures of them in the elevator. And she chases this man down and beats him basically
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
lawn.
she full on tackles him.
Love her. Um, and then as she's like literally like tackling him and beating him up is when the cops like they're like driving by and then they just reverse. Um,
But you know, it's so annoying. Like, why did the cops have to be there right then?
I kind of it was funny though, like it was comedy.
Yeah, but I think Gabby could have gone all the way and really like done this guy
Oh, oh,
in.
oh, I thought you meant why were the cops just happen to be there? I was like, that's why it's funny because they just happen to be driving by. You don't understand. Nobody understands a joke these days.
They'll let anybody write TV these days.
Yeah, like the writers of Trade of Hearts.
Oh,
Wait,
yes.
by the
Yeah,
way, guys, you have to watch the Vertical Short Summers in what's it called? Trade of Hearts.
A Trade of Hearts.
It's I need to finish. I don't have enough credits, and it's gonna like break my bank to watch the rest, I think.
It's really crazy.
But it's the craziest show I've ever seen. Like with Love and Light, it's terrible writing, but
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like I could like the one scene when um they're in the mansion and all the people working are like, "Oh, get the snow out of here. We can't have snow. Get the snow." And she goes she goes,
I know exactly what you're gonna
"Look.
say.
Look, I made a heart full of snow for you." And he goes, "Get that out of my face." And they're like, "Orson hates the snow." And then it cut to a shot of his mother dead in the snow.
Wait, I did not realize that. I didn't watch that scene.
No, it's so insane.
I thought you were gonna say it's the part where she goes, "Snow melts, but love sticks around."
Oh, I didn't even remember that part. And then
That's I saw her say that in the trailer.
there's a Paul and an Orson in it, you guys. You
Yup.
have to watch. And Summer, and it says Paul and Orson. Like, was this written by AI for real? Because it feels like it was like AI that like grabbed from soap operas and may have grabbed those names from Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote it. I don't remember, but I can tell you they're kind of meant to be that, like the AI sounding scripts. Now they're getting
Okay.
real writers, so it is getting better, like quality is improving.
Hmm.
Did you see any of my scenes?
Yeah, I think the last scene I saw was you were giving her the medicine
Oh, okay.
sitting on the couch, and Orson was like overlooking.
So the kids are outside while they hear Tom and Lynette arguing inside about the pizzeria. Um, I don't know why Tom is so stubborn. Maybe he's a triple Taurus. Whatever it is, it's pissing me
Mhm.
off.
He gives Taurus energy. You did forget to say that they gave the photos to the police. That's important, by the way. Just saying.
Oh, whoopsie. Yeah.
It's fine. Continue.
Uh, so the boys, Parker, Peanut, and Pumpernickel,
Hmm.
want fudgesicles. And so they go in, well, Parker goes inside. He's the one who has to ask, obviously. And he's like, "Can we have fudgesicles?" And obviously, Tom and Lynette are busy fighting, so they both say no. And then the boys go over to Mrs. McCluskey's because she always lets them have fudgesicles.
Yeah, so they sneak into her house, and Parker is the one that goes into the basement. He opens up the freezer and sees her frozen husband. And you just see, honestly, this kid is such a good actor because after that, he just looks haunted. He's just like,
Yeah.
and then he leaves the freezer completely ajar and crawls out the window. And they're like, "Where are the fudgesicles?" And he goes, "She was out." And he doesn't say anything. He's just like he really has seen a ghost, and this is gonna haunt him for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
Like
this kid
he's
is
gonna need major
traumatized.
therapy. Um, and then Gabby gets the newspaper, and right on the front page is her and Victor. And as it so turns out, the police gave it to the press because the police chief is the brother-in-law of Victor's competitor, and that's on government corruption.
Piss me off for real.
Yeah.
But I did write down a question of like, Listen, I know it doesn't look good and he's like running for mayor, but are we just like pretending people don't have sex now?
Politics is like is just that's just politics. Like
Yeah.
when you're running for office, well, this is how it used to be. You would really have to be like a picture perfect person. Like any
Yeah.
like small scandal would completely like ruin a whole campaign. Now all of our senators are like sex offenders, but it's okay.
I have a
What?
question.
What?
So, why do you remember anything pre like 2016 and I don't?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. 'Cause I remember a lot. I think I was
I
just
remember nothing.
I was very tuned into the world as a child
How?
because my parents just didn't shield me from anything. I remember the day of 9/11. I walked down the stairs going to kindergarten and my dad goes, "Look what happened." And I went, "Whoa." He goes, "Yep."
Whoa.
He goes, "Buildings, huh?" And I went, "Yeah." He was just like, "Phew."
Yeah.
Just like so nonchalant. He was like, "Yeah, airplanes crashed into those buildings." I went, "Whoa."
Were you in Vermont?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
You know who was also in Vermont during 9/11?
Wait, let me guess.
Okay. You're not going
Joan
to guess.
Rivers.
Shonda Rhimes.
Huh.
I feel like that's kind of like poetic that me and
Yeah.
Shonda were both in Vermont.
Yeah.
Because Vermont is a big subplot and scandal. And I was like, okay, Shonda must have had a connection to this place because this is very random. So I looked it up and she said she just loves Vermont. She was there during the 9/11. I was like, whoa. Can't
So
blame her. It's a
then
great place.
so then we see Susan. She is so in a rush to get married to Ian because I guess she thinks that marrying Ian will make her feelings for Mike dissolve, but that's not happening.
No, she's very apathetic about this wedding. She's like, I don't care about anything. Like, just let's get it over with. And then the planner says she's single, and Susan's like, "Ooh, I have a guy for you, Mike Delfino." Literally,
Insane.
in first of all, an insane thing to do. Second of all, like this lady's about to win the lottery, but he's already spoken for. And then we get back to Parker, and he's just like staring in his own freezer, looking really haunted. And he tells Lynette, he's like, "Hey, we need to go visit Mrs. McCluskey really bad." And they do.
And when they do visit Mrs. McCluskey, Lynette turns to go get her like water or something, and Parker says, "I saw the man in your freezer." He says
Um,
it like this. Wait. He goes,
Stop.
crying. I saw the man in your freezer.
And she just goes, "Hey, Lynette, can you please go downstairs and get me some Jello? But the far cafeteria that's on the other side of the hospital is the furthest way as you can possibly get, and take your time. In fact, get the Jello that hasn't been made yet, so it's fresh."
I saw the
And
man in your freezer.
stop. I can't listen to it. And then they just have a chat. We don't know what they say. And she goes, "Now does that make sense, Parker?" And he goes, "Yeah, all good. Like, that's fine." It's like, Parker, baby, you still saw a dead man in the freezer. Like, I'm glad that this is no longer traumatic for you. Um, but I'm glad he recovered. Kids really bounce back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially Parker, who was forced to fake having cancer.
Parker's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and then we're back to Edie and Carlos, and they're hooking up in a house, and a gay realtor walks in, and he goes, Wait, I'm sorry if that was offensive. I didn't mean to do. He goes, oh. I didn't mean to do that. I was just being myself.
He's
Um,
very much a stereotype of
yeah,
like 2006 gay.
very 2006 gay. And see, you remember that.
Yeah, but I know like what the stereotypes were.
That's true. And Edie goes, oh my God, no, everybody's gonna know he's a gay realtor. He loves to talk and yap.
And then Edie gets all upset because she accuses Carlos of still being in love with Gabby, and it's kind of evident that he is.
Yeah. Which again, they just broke up. Like, it's okay. And then we get to the dinner. And Mike and Susan awkwardly hug, and she goes, "This is my wedding planner." I didn't catch her name. Pam?
Her name's Maggie something.
Oh, Maggie. She goes, "This is Maggie." And Mike immediately gives her a look. He goes, "Okay, I know exactly what this is." And Mike's like, "I came to see you. I don't care about her. I remember everything. Like, I'm gonna win you back." And she's like, "Maggie." And then he just talks about being incarcerated the whole time, which was really incredible.
Yeah, him intentionally sabotaging this quote unquote setup, being like, yeah, well, my first stint in jail was for manslaughter.
And then we cut to like later in the dinner, and he is just keeps going off about the prison thing, which is all true. It's just like we don't know the context.
Right.
God, I don't even remember why he went to jail for manslaughter. I literally don't remember.
Christy,
What? Well, what was it? You tell me.
the Paul Young stuff.
No, he didn't.
Really?
No, it wasn't Paul. It was like before the show started. He was in prison for manslaughter.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
it was something because then, what's her name's sister explains it, but I don't remember what it is anymore.
Kendra.
Kendra, yeah.
Okay.
Desperate Housewives superfans, if anybody remembers why Mike was in for manslaughter, please let us know.
I'm like anticipating them typing right now. Like they're all typing out paragraphs being like, how
Yeah.
dare you call yourselves Desperate Housewives superfans?
Should we ask the Discord and see if anybody responds?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Maybe
gonna...
if more people join the Discord,
Yeah,
they would
you'll see.
understand.
Does anyone remember why Mike went to prison for manslaughter?
Cool.
Okay. And then they're all trying the wedding cake together. And this is right after he tells Susan that he's in love with her and he remembers absolutely everything. And there's like a kind of like a double meaning here with the cakes because we have like an all-American cake and like a British cake. And I loved the way that this was set up and shot. It was amazing because we have Mike sitting in front of the American cake, Ian sitting in front of the British cake. And we just get really good shots of like behind and the cakes and I just amazing, stunningly edited scene. I loved it.
Yeah, and the wedding planner is like, well, which cake do you want? Do you want rich and elegant or down to earth and sweet? And it's completely reflective of the guys. And Susan starts freaking out, having a Zack attack because she can't choose. And they're basically like, hey, Susan, just chill out. Like, it's just cake. And she's like, no, it's not just cake.
Yeah, having a full meltdown, and then we cut to Maggie just leaving, and Ian sees her off. He goes, "Goodbye, so sorry about all that." And then,
And I guess she's probably leaving thinking Susan is like Bridezilla.
yeah, thinking she's Bridezilla, and also she's like, Mike Delfino's the worst man I've ever met. And then he walks back in the house, and Mike and Susan are like at the dishes. Like, it's just so funny because we kind of see them with Ian, and he goes, "Now what are we whispering about over here? I want to be involved in all of these conversations. I don't know what's going on." And Mike just turns around and he goes, I just told Susan I want her back.
Like he's not beating around the bush.
No, he was like, no, I came here to win. Like, I'm done. I'm just breaking this up now. And then they start talking about that poker game I forgot about.
Yeah, this gets her really upset because it comes out that they were essentially playing poker for her heart. And she does not like this at all. She's like, you guys get out. She's basically like, I'm not a prize to be won.
Okay, I totally get that, but also I'm kind of like, I think I'd be obsessed. I'd be like,
I
wait,
know.
you were bet like, wait a minute, you guys
Wait,
bet on me? That's
I
kind
like that. Yeah.
don't hate it, but she's pissed off. She's like, both of you get out of here, you know.
You would think that that would be the kind of thing that Susan would thrive on.
I think Gabby would thrive on it more.
Yeah.
That's more of a Gabby thing. She'd be like, oh, well, who won the money? And then Rick makes Lynette a candlelit dinner.
Yikes.
And she starts complaining about Tom, but the way she does it is like, let's see, do I have a hair tie around here? No, I don't. She has her hair up. She has her hair up like this, right? Watch on YouTube.
That looks exactly like how she had it.
Yeah, it's literally just like in a messy ponytail all the time. And she's just like, oh, Tom is so annoying. Like, oh my God. He doesn't know what's going on. He's so bad with money. Like, he's so obnoxious. And I'm so sick of this marriage. Like, he's so stupid.
Tom is literally so annoying. I hate my stupid
Tom.
husband. Oh,
I never,
friggin'
like,
Tom.
I hate going home to Tom every
Really
night.
driving me so crazy.
Like, Tom, like,
Oh, get him out.
like, oh my God, I need like a divorce. And he just goes, love your hair like that. I'll love your hair down.
Does he have a southern accent?
No,
Why'd you give him one?
I don't know. It just felt right. Whoa, I kind of zhuzhed my hair a little bit.
Yeah, you're judged.
I'm zhuzhed. I'm ready for Jackson Studio City. Let's go.
Christy, I dare you to spell judged.
I'm not going to try because I can't. I'm really intelligent. I don't think
You
zhuzh
just
is a
can't
real word.
spell.
I can spell. It's
Oh,
spelled
zhuzhed.
check. It's not a real word. Zhuzh. What is
How?
it? Juj? Zhuzh?
Okay, wait, let me put it
SU.
in.
It's not a word. It's just like a zhuzh. It's a
No,
sound.
it's not just, it's more than a sound. Hey, how do you spell judged? That's judged.
Zhuzh.
Hey, how do you spell judged?
It's not a word.
No, I'm asking ChatGPT. Hey, you know the slang for when you kind of muss up your hair? Muss up your hair.
Okay. Jack said he threw the cop who was harassing Deirdre over a balcony, and the cop may also have been selling her drugs. That's what it was, because he killed a cop. He killed a cop.
Oh, what?
What?
It's,
It's not
okay,
a word.
but it's getting me closer.
But it's just like zhuzh. It's just like a sound I'm making. Like this is not a word. Summer's trying to trip me up and call me dumb, but she can't.
They said it was like shoosh, like SHOOSH.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah, she shushed up his curls with a grin. How would you
Okay.
pronounce it?
Isn't it kind of crazy I don't have Botox?
Okay, so anyway. So then we're back to the Scavo house before this episode spirals. And Kayla runs in and she reads an article to Tom about the pizzeria. It's a glowing review. And then Tom gets upset.
No, because Kayla goes,
hey, Daddy, do you want to hear this review I read in the paper? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, Scavo's Pizzeria sucks. It is the worst restaurant I've ever been to. And then I tried the pasta carbonara, and it's the best thing I've ever had. Rick, the new manager, made this the best place in the world. Tom Scavo, kill yourself down. And she goes, isn't that such a great review, Daddy? And he's like, okay, like, put it down. He goes, why not just call it Lynette and Rick's? Ooh.
Like, Tom. Oh my God. Okay, and then we have this really cool transition to Victor Lang's press conference where, like, I guess Kayla tosses the paper to the side and we see the front page about Victor, and then we go into the press conference where he is being grilled about the photos.
They're just like, oh, Victor, was she a prostitute? All this stuff, and Gabby's in the back, and they're like, reveal the woman. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, this isn't her business, whatever. And then Gabby decides, she's like, you know what? I know how to fix this. So she gets up on the stand and she goes, I was the woman in the photos. And then she is so, like, I loved this scene. It was so incredible to see her completely turn this around. She goes, Victor had just proposed to me. I wanted to thank him. And then they go, oh, wait, so this is a love story? When are you getting married? When is this? When is that? Blah, 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 blah. And this is so, a marriage, when celebrities get married, it literally cancels out any bad thing that they've ever done.
Why?
You really think about it, because people then just care about the marriage and the fun story. Okay, for example, boom, Justin Bieber, before he got married, it was scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal. Then marries Hailey. It was just, oh my God, their marriage. Oh my God, they did this together. Oh my God, do that. It is like the best thing as a celebrity for your PR. The best thing you can do is get married.
That's insane.
I know. And then, yeah, so she turns the media around. Then Ida goes to Karen's house and she walks in. She goes, oh, what stinks? And she goes and finds the body. We don't see her finding it. We just, like, see the house and hear a blood-curdling scream. And then she rats her friend out. And if I found a body in your freezer, I would call you first and be like, hey,
Yes.
why is there a man in your freezer? Like, let me know. Like, was this you? Should I call the police? And say, like, I talked to you first, you don't know anything about it? Or, like, should I just burn it? Like, what are we doing here?
That's what a true friend does.
Yeah, but no. Instead, Ida immediately calls the cops. And also, I feel like she should have... Oh, no. He probably died before she moved into the house, right? I was going to say maybe she recognized him. But we don't really know that.
Yeah, we don't know.
And then the police go to question Karen, and she goes, no, son of a bitch. Ratted me out. It's like, oh, it's not his fault. He was kind of realer than Ida.
Yeah. Then Carlos is home, in Mike's home, I suppose, and on TV is the press conference, so he ends up hearing about Gabby and Victor, and Gabby's like, I'm gonna be Mrs. Victor Lang. I can't wait to marry him.
And he got sad, and it made me sad.
Then Lynette comes home. As usual, Tom is being curt. I just feel like Tom Scavo never tries to have a good day.
That's so true. Yeah, he's basically just like, oh, I saw the review. That's when he says, it should just be called Rick and Lynette's. And she's like, okay, well, the power might go out again, by the way. And he goes, I don't care, I'm a man. And then she gets in her car and she looks in her mirror. She looks in her mirror and she goes,
Yup.
oh, time to see Rick!
Mary Alice's outro is about power. Obviously, there's a second meaning behind that. And the craziest part of this ending montage is seeing McCluskey behind bars.
Okay, she was not a well woman in the hospital. Usually, when
Yeah.
somebody's in the hospital and they commit a crime, as we literally see what happens to her in season 8, you leave them in the hospital. You don't put her behind
Yeah.
bars.
Well,
Bars.
bars. That
Bars.
is our episode.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Join the Discord. Countdown to summer's move to Los Angeles, I guess. I can't wait till we have like a full-time studio.
No, I know it's gonna be
We're
great.
gonna have to build it in your apartment, I think.
All right, I gotta go, guys.
All right, me
Um,
too. Gotta get ready for Jax's.
this has been, you know what we did. Wait,
We don't do it
no, we
anymore.
know what you did.
We know what you
It
guys
makes
did.
us sick.
Really sick.
We're going to tell.
Yeah, we are. All right.
And
Y'all come back now, you hear?